Hello, my name is Larissa Svetchin. I'm the Vice Mayor of Sunny Isles Beach. I'm here with our City Manager, Chris Russo, on behalf of our Mayor, Bud Scholl. This is in response to all the questions that we've been receiving through social media, emails, texts. People have many concerns about how the city's being run during this pandemic, and we want to make sure that those questions are answered. Thank you, Chris, very much for taking the time, especially during this state of emergency.
Okay, well, we've benefited by time on this one. We have realized that the least contact that people have with other people is the key to reducing this pandemic. The county and the state have both signed emergency orders, and one of them was to close all the beaches in our city. The beach is owned by the state of Florida and it is managed by the county. We provide the ocean rescue services there for an additional benefit for our residents and visitors. The beach is a tremendous congregating place, and especially at this time, which we have spring break and many visitors during the winter months. So with regard to our parks, where we can secure them and lock the playgrounds and open areas, we have done so. Again, going by the request of the state and the county, but more than that, the results of this pandemic throughout the world tells us we have to close parks. We have to close as much public area as we can. We cannot close the sidewalks. People are still walking. That's fine for this point in time, but this could get to the next step when they have closed all public access and required people to stay indoors in the metropolitan area of New York. That should say enough to know why we have to take these measures. In most of the information that we have looked into, both coming from China, Italy, and the rest of the world, and our country, and our county, many of the cases are from congregations in certain locations. Many of them include areas by the water, areas by pools, and common areas of things like hotels and major condo associations. The county has not gone that far. We had previously strongly suggested that the condominiums, the condo hotels and rental complexes close their pools and gyms. Many have done that, but we have received many complaints of buildings which have not. Both hotels and short-term rentals have been addressed by the county mayor. There are very specific details in that order, which I recommend everyone read. The hotels are closed except for certain conditions. An example of those conditions is housing airline personnel, safety personnel, police, fire, or National Guard staff, and some others. If any adjoining resident sees short-term rentals coming into their neighborhood or building, they should immediately call code compliance or the police if code compliance is not on duty. There's also a hotline that you can find on our website. No new short-term rentals should be taking place according to the county mayor's order. So, should anyone have any complaints to make about a condo association not abiding by these rules or a short-term rental in your area or building, please call 305-792-1760. One of the most important reasons for this curfew is because the two largest communities that abut Sunny Isles Beach, North Miami Beach and Aventura, have both put a curfew in place, which means that we are a likely candidate for people to come in the wee hours. In order to avoid that and the potential for spreading this virus, we have applied the curfew from 11 to 5 a.m. in the morning. The exceptions to that are people who work, their occupation will take them in or out of the city at those hours. Obviously, police, fire, emergency staff, and other governmental services, including utilities. We're not saying that people cannot come out at all. For example, if you have to walk your pet, you're allowed to do that in the vicinity of where your residence is. So the police are not going to be stopping everybody driving down Collins Avenue or other roads in the city. They're more likely to possibly inquire on the side roads that belong to the city. However, we feel that this is important. The city has reached out to at-risk seniors and provided them with basic supplies like milk and bread, and also fresh vegetables and fruit. As you can see over here, we have had donations from local caterers, and we are also assigning our part-time staff to reach out to seniors just to chat with them and see how they're doing, and try to counter the effects of this distancing that we've required. So our two major supermarkets in the city have provided early morning hours for our senior community, both Publix and Milam's Market. For details on this, please go to the city's website. Okay, as everybody knows, our parks are totally closed and our special events and programs have all been canceled. However, the government is still functioning. We have the ability to make an appointment for building permits, any issues with code, licensing, and the shuttle bus. For those of you that may not know these numbers, they can be found on our website, and at the bus shelters there's information about contacting the bus if someone is not knowledgeable in that area. Our summer camp is open for registration, but that still remains a question mark whether we will have it or not. With regard to the spring break camp, everyone who has signed up and paid will get a refund or a credit. Stay home and avoid any unnecessary trips out in the public. Practice your social distancing and stay clean and stay covered by covering your mouth and washing your hands and face frequently.
It is important to remember that we are a strong community, that we are connected to each other, and that we will get through this together as long as we follow the rules and stay safe. Take care, everybody, and thank you.